This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by...
I'm sitting here actually with Kate Shake, who is, what's your position in the Paul campaign?
I'm the New Hampshire media coordinator.
Okay, and I don't know about you, but I was up there on stage just getting some pictures after Ron Paul left and just taking pictures of people celebrating. I haven't seen this in a long time in America, that people had something pro-liberty to celebrate. And I found myself, just like you, a little bit overcome with emotion.
Yeah, I was trying very hard not to cry.
Yeah, I tried and didn't do too well.
Me too.
Because it seems like, I just feel like we're at the end of some sort of historical period. Like
Not
this
the
marks
end.
maybe the end, or the beginning of the end for what's been going wrong.
Right. I think it's incredibly exciting to be sitting here in second place in New Hampshire. 4 years ago, we were in fifth. I had the same job back then, and it's just an entirely different world. It's been very sad in many ways to see so many of Dr. Paul's predictions come true in the 4 years between now and then. But it's extremely gratifying to sorry, I'm going to do it again. It's extremely gratifying to have people turn out, for Dr. Paul, who's been doing everything he can to predict and warn and try to put America back on the right path. It's just a wonderful night.
What do you think? What do you think's the mid game or the end game you hear? I mean, it's still a long shot for him to win the presidency. He can do it, but it's more likely that Romney will win. If it means, is it even possible for him to have any kind of position in an administration, or is he just too different from the people that would take power?
It's very hard for me to imagine Dr. Paul taking a position in an administration where he would have to do anything against his principles. Unfortunately, I think it's pretty hard to find another candidate who would enforce the Constitution. So I can't say that. I can't speak for him. So of course he would make his own decision, but he is nothing if not a man of principle.
I've heard some talk of a goal maybe being a rewrite of the Republican platform to some extent. Is that on the agenda at all?
I really can't speak to any strategy beyond New Hampshire, but that wouldn't be bad.
What do you think that people should do, average people who support Dr. Paul, once this election campaign has wound down, if he's not the nominee?
Well, I think they should work very hard to run for government office. They should work hard to communicate the principles of the Constitution and liberty and economics to help people understand how we got where we are and what we need to do. But I really do think that getting involved in politics is a significant step, and I think that getting involved in local Republican parties is probably a great path and will really, really help the movement stay forward, even if, as we hope, Dr. Paul is in the White House.
Anything you saw today that surprised you was unusually interesting?
No, I was just very, pleasantly overwhelmed by having, we had Dr. Paul at the polls this morning, and we actually ended up having to drop a couple of the stops because the response was so positive. That's a nice kind of surprise, and we're just so thrilled it carried through to this evening. What
do you think this is going to mean in real terms for the level of safety that Americans have from their government over the next couple of years?
Well, I hope to see a renewed interest in the people, as I'm sure Dr. Paul does, in vigilance over their government. And that influences how you vote, and how you participate in your government at every level. New Hampshire, we have town halls, and you go from your town hall meetings and your annual meetings in your small towns for budget, and get involved at that level and beyond, and really stake a claim.
All right. Kate, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Dave. See, he was trying to call me.
Do you have a message for the Ron Paul movement? Do you have a product for the New Hampshire Liberty community? Then stop keeping it a secret. Head on over to
RidleyReport.com. Email Ridley
and purchase an ad. There is no humiliation nor privation Ridley will not endure to ensure your message gets out. RidleyReport.com.